Hi, everyone. This is attorney Lillian Chukura with Lily Legal, where we help our clients get status for themselves and their families using the U.S. immigration law system. So, today, if you use social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, whatever it may be, this video is for you. Okay? If you use social media, this video is for you. Um, So feel free to join in, ask me questions. We're going to be going over a case that was just decided by the Board of Immigration Appeals. This is very important because it basically says that your social media, if it's public and the US government is able to pull information from it, they can use it against you in your immigration case. So, yeah, welcome. Let's talk about this. As always, if you want to get in touch with me, feel free to DM me. And all my information is typically in the description of the videos. And then if you're joining me on Instagram, welcome. This is my first live on Instagram, so show some love. And use the questions, ask me questions, please, so that you can get as much out of this as possible. Okay. So, the first thing I'm going to do is share my screen so that you can see this case because if you're on Instagram, unfortunately, I'm not able to share my screen with you. You can join me on YouTube so that you can see the screen share, but feel free to stick around because I'll be reading out the case and we'll be talking about it in detail and how you not only do you need to know about the situation, but how you can avoid this becoming an issue in your immigration case. Okay. So, first and first, this case is called Matter of EFN. So, if you want to look it up for yourself, that's what it's called. It is such a big deal. So, if you want to look it up for yourself and read the details, feel free to do that. But I will be basically going through it with you today. So, first thing first that you need to know, the decision says an immigration judge may rely on impeachment evidence. Let's even stop there. What's impeachment evidence? That is evidence that can be used by or produced by the government to say that what you're telling the judge, what you're telling the officer is not true. That's impeachment evidence. So you said, um, you know, you came to the US on April 1st, 2021, but they have evidence that you actually came in on April 20th, 2022. Okay. So that is impeachment evidence. It's evidence that says that what you're telling the government, whether it's a judge, whether it is um, whether it's a judge, whether it's an officer, it's not true. That's an impeachment evidence. Okay. So the judge may rely on that impeachment evidence as part of a credibility determination to determine if you're a credible witness, if the judge should believe you. They can rely on that impeachment evidence where the evidence is probative. So the evidence has to be useful in the case. It can't just be a random thing. It has to be evidence that actually goes and shows your lack of truthfulness. Okay, that's what they're talking about here. Okay, so that's one thing. Um, the next thing is its admission is not fundamentally unfair. So what does that mean? Right? The judge, the officer determines what's unfair. Is this fundamentally unfair to use this evidence against you? If they determine that it is fundamentally unfair, then the evidence can't come in. And the witness is given an opportunity to respond to that evidence. So you can't just, the US government cannot just bring this evidence and say, oh, we looked on your social media and it says X, Y, and Z, so you must be lying. No, 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 no. They can say that. However, they have to give you the opportunity to respond. If they don't give you the opportunity to respond to the evidence, then they can't use it against you. Okay. So if you are in immigration court, um, in your final hearing, they may bring in that evidence, and you have a chance to present evidence to the contrary, right? And then if you are in USCIS or embassy, they will send you a notice of intent to deny or revoke, and you would then respond to that. So it is important to pay attention to what's being brought in against you, and make sure that whatever it is that's being brought against you, that you are able to respond to it. Okay. So now let's go to the facts of the case. The respondents, which is what they call non-US citizens that are in immigration court, they are called the respondents. So the respondent in this case is from Cameroon. They came in without any valid documentation, and they applied for asylum. Okay. And I'm going to read this straight from the case. The respondent alleges that the Cameroonian authorities persecuted him in that country on account of his involvement with the SCNC. He asserts that the authorities arrested him in 2004 and 2011 based on his political beliefs. Okay, he was unlawfully imprisoned between October 2011 and February 2012. He alleges he fled Nigeria in February 2013. Okay, and the judge decided that he was incredible based on the evidence that DHS presented. Okay, so the immigration judge denied the respondent's application for relief and protection from removal based on an adverse credibility determination. This is the judge decided, I don't believe you. Okay, you're saying you want asylum, you're saying all these things happen to you, but I don't believe you. Okay, so that's the adverse credibility determination. In addition to other findings, the immigration judge found that there were inconsistencies between the respondent's testimony and images from the respondent's Facebook profile. Take that in. Just take that in for a second. The reason the judge basically determined that this person will be removed from the US is because of inconsistencies between his testimony and images from his Facebook profile. Images from his Facebook profile is what cost this guy his asylum. So when I tell y'all that your social media matters, oh, it matters. And you really want to make sure that you are, I wouldn't say scrubbing your Facebook or your social media, but that the information you're putting out there is not going to adversely affect your immigration case. So if you don't want an immigration officer, an immigration lawyer that works for the government to be able to pull that information or to use it against you, don't post it. That's number one. Don't post it if you don't want people to know. Okay, if you don't want to use it against you, don't post it. Okay, and I'm going to be responding to questions, but I just want to get through talking about this case, and we will get to your questions. So keep asking. I will be going through and making sure to respond to your questions. Okay. Now, the Board of Immigration Appeals, because once the judge made the decision, he appealed. And the board said, well, they don't see any error in what the judge did. The Board of Immigration Appeals agreed with the immigration judge. Okay. And this is the part I'm going to read y'all, the part of his testimony and how his Facebook profile affected that. So the respondent testified and wrote in his asylum application that he was in prison between October 2011 and February 2012. After he left prison, he claimed he went into hiding in Cameroon in a location where he lacked access to electricity, a cell phone, or the internet. Okay? Between February 2012 and February 2013. Let me repeat that. He was in prison between October 2011 and February 2012. And then after he was released, he went into hiding in a location where, sorry, y'all. So he went into hiding in a location where there was no electricity, no cell phones, and no internet. Okay? No electricity, no cell phone, no internet. Between February 2012 and February 2013, he was in this location with no internet. Okay? However, the Department of Homeland Security attorney, during cross-examination, submitted, DHS submitted social media images showing that the respondent posted and shared pictures on his Facebook profile between June 20th, 2012 and January 18, 2013, when he was allegedly in hiding and without internet access. Okay, y'all? You see where your Facebook, your social media posts can be used against you? So he's telling the judge, I was in prison, I was in hiding, I didn't have access to internet, electricity, cell phones, nothing. However, DHS did their searches and found his Facebook profile and saw that he was posting on Facebook during the time period that he was in hiding and didn't have access to internet, cell phone, and electricity. Again, he denied that it was him posting on his own Facebook page. He said that his girlfriend at the time had access to his Facebook and was the one posting on it and not him. So unfortunately, the judge didn't believe that. The judge didn't believe that he gave his girlfriend, that his girlfriend had his passwords to his Facebook page and was able to log in and was able to post his pictures on Facebook. Okay? Because it's not just, these posts and then these pictures. And if the pictures are from the same time frame that you say you were in detention or in hiding, it's going to make it really hard for the government to believe you. It's going to even make it harder for the judge to believe you, because let's be honest, he could have given his password to his girlfriend and his girlfriend could have posted on his Facebook, right? All of those things could be true. However, in the world we live in, how likely is that you gave your girlfriend your Facebook login? And we also have to understand that some of these judges don't really use social media like that. And if they do use social media, it's most likely Facebook, and they know how Facebook works. Okay. So it is so hard sometimes for people to get the relief they're asking for. In this case, he was asking for asylum, but because of that Facebook profile, right? Because of the postings on his Facebook, because of all those other things, he now is not able to get asylum. I'm sure he's going to appeal to the district court. However, this is damaging for his case, and it is eye-opening for yours. Okay, so if you are filing an immigration case, whether you are in immigration court or you are whether you're in immigration court or you are, filing with USCIS or applying at the embassy, just know this is going to apply to you. They're going to use this, um, you know, as a basis to continue looking up your social media, to continue using it against you. Okay. So if you don't already know that USCIS and the embassy, officers at USCIS and officers at the embassy look at your social media or look you up on social media while they're deciding your case, then you probably don't follow me or you don't watch any of my videos. Okay, because I talk about this all the time. Your Whatever you're putting out there can be used against you. So unless your posts are private and your profile is private and no one is able to find you by just searching you, just know US immigration can look you up and probably will, depending on the type of case you have and if the type of evidence they're looking for. Okay, depending on the type of case you have and the type of evidence they're looking for, they may go ahead and look you up on social media just to see what you have out there. So that's to say, if you're going to use social media, make sure you're not posting things that could negatively affect your case. Okay. I tell people all the time, if you're going to be very active on social media, posting pictures of yourself with other people, posting pictures of yourself on vacation, and you're filing a marriage based case, and none of those pictures are with you and your spouse, come on. USAS is going to look at that and question whether your marriage is real if you're going on vacation with random people that's not your spouse and you're posting pictures of you and other people and no pictures of you and your spouse. That's, USAS is going to look at that and question whether this is real or not. So whatever you're posting, just make sure, if you're a private person, make your profile private. And I'm also going to add, even if you make your profile private, make sure that whoever you are adding as a friend, whoever you are letting see your private posts, are people you actually know. And I'll tell you why. Because USCIS is not dumb. The officers are not dumb. They know how social media works. And they know that if your profile is not public, right? If they're not able to see everything on your page, they can friend you, especially on Facebook. They can send you a friend request. All you have to do is click add, and now they have access to whatever your friends have. So whoever you're adding, make sure you know who they are and you are comfortable just adding random people. If that's the case, if you're going to add random people to your page, just know that you may be adding a USCIS officer or a DHS officer to your social media, and now they can see everything that you're posting. So hopefully this is warning enough for y'all. Hopefully you all understand how important this is. For my clients, when we start, we talk. Okay, we talk about what you have out there. We talk about your social media. And a lot of people are not public about their relationship on social media, and some people are. So if you are using your social media, you need to figure out if you are a consumer of social media or if you are a producer on social media. So what do I mean by that? A consumer is someone that goes on and just watches what other people are doing. You watch your reels, you watch, you go on TikTok, you watch what's going on over there. You go on Facebook, you go on YouTube, you consume. You just take in what you see. And then a producer is the person that goes and posts videos, posts lives, posts reels, right? Does their TikTok dance? Yeah, that's a producer. So you need to figure out if you are a producer or a consumer. So most of the time, what the advice I give people is going to differ depending on where you fall in, right? If you are a consumer, then it's whatever you're reposting, retweeting. Just pay attention to that, right? Because it's not your original content. So it may not be used against you as much because you didn't produce it. However, when you retweet it, when you repost it, you are basically, in some situations, you are basically saying, hey, I agree with this, or hey, look at this. I think this is something y'all should know about. That now you're a producer, right? When you start retweeting, reposting, sharing, now you are a producer because now you're sharing that information. Okay. So are you a consumer? Are you a producer? If you're a producer, you really need to pay attention. Okay. If you're posting, you really need to pay attention to what you're posting, making sure it's in line with whatever immigration application you are filing. That's I've had couples where one person is really active on social media and the other one is not. That's perfectly fine, right? I'm not telling you that now you have to start posting things that you wouldn't naturally post, right? If you don't naturally post your spouse, right? If you don't naturally post your personal life, let me put it that way. If you don't post your personal life, you don't have to start posting your personal life. So most of the time, people that own businesses or have a personal brand, they post about their business, they post about their brand, they post about those types of things. They're not necessarily posting what their family. So if you're not posting your family, if you're not posting about your personal life, don't start now. Okay? Don't start now, because just like what you post can negatively impact you. What you don't post can negatively impact you. So if you all of a sudden start posting all these things about your family just because you're going to file an immigration benefit, that's not going to be helpful. Okay? So keep that in mind. If you already have an application pending, I typically suggest, if you don't want USCIS, the embassy, anyone, DHS looking at your stuff, please, 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 hear me now. Go ahead and make your page private. That is really the easiest way to do this. Make your page private. They won't be able to jump on and see exactly what you got going on there. Make it private. And if you are a public person and you really don't mind posting your life, just know you can also use it as evidence. So in marriage-based cases, when people are like, oh, we don't have documents together, we don't have bank statements, we don't have this. I'm like, what's your social media like? So just because they can use it against you doesn't mean that you cannot use it for your own benefit. Okay? USCIS, DHS, US immigration, period, it's not there to help you. Okay? They're looking for reasons to deny your case. That's number one. But if you can use your social media for your own benefit, go ahead and do that. So if you don't have a lot of documents together in a marriage-based case, for example, but you two post each other all the time on your Instagram, you have a joint TikTok account, you have a joint YouTube account where you actually post things, that's evidence. That's evidence. Like that shows the world that you are basically telling everyone this is your person. This is your spouse. And you are 10 toes down telling people that once you put it on social media. So just make sure that if you are already posting your spouse, if you are already doing that, you can use that as evidence. You can use that as evidence in your case to show that you are telling the world that this is your spouse. Or in an asylum case, if you know that there was a post on Facebook while you were missing or something, while you were detained, someone posted about you being detained, and asking people to help find you or help get you released. That's evidence in your favor. So just know that just because I say that U.S. immigration is using this against you doesn't mean that you can't use it and help yourself. Okay, you can use it to help yourself, to basically make sure that your case gets approved because you have the evidence. Okay, so if you have any questions, go ahead, ask me. You can, if you're watching this on the replay, ask me questions. I'm happy to respond. And if you're watching on Instagram, I may make this a regular thing now, to go live here and just talk about what's new with immigration, what new cases are coming up that is going to affect you. I already do that on my Facebook and YouTube page, but if y'all are enjoying it, go ahead and just let me know with your likes and comments so that I know to continue going live and sharing this information with you all. Same with Facebook and YouTube. Go ahead, like, subscribe, all of that good stuff. If you would like to schedule a time to talk to me about your specific immigration issue, go ahead and do that. My contact information, if you're on Instagram, will be on my profile. And if you're on Facebook, YouTube, you already know it's in the description to this video. And as always, I am Lillian Chukura. I am an immigration lawyer. We help our clients get green cards using the U.S. immigration system. And I truly have enjoyed this live. If you have any questions, as I said, go ahead and put it in the description. Bye, y'all.